Today on the 9th, August 9th, it's all about counting your blessings. So we're going to talk about counting some blessings. How's that sound? Today is day 222. It's one of my favorite numbers ever, 222. You know why? Because when I was little, my favorite color was blue. It kind of still is. And I don't know if I have a favorite, but I sure do like blue. So blue, and then I thought, what rhymes with blue? 2 rhymes with blue, so that must be my favorite number. And then so the more 2's, 222, I got to 222, and then I realized it was an angel number. And anyway, so that's kind of a cool thing for me because it rhymes with blue. So that's how it came to be. Programs, right? Neuroplasticity, repeat, repeat, repeat. My favorite color is blue. 2 is my favorite number because it rhymes with blue. And that's how it became true. That rhymed, huh? But that's how it became true. It became a belief that my favorite color is blue, my favorite number was 222, and that's true. And that's how I feel. I chose that program. Okay, 144 days left in 2024, and we are 60.66% complete with 2024. So, what are we doing? My name is Lenny Wennerstrom, and I am here to help you, guide you to find your purpose. And one of the ways that I do that, one of the tools I use, is by reading a passage from Dr. Shad Helmstetter's book, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk for Finding Your Purpose. We are going to count our blessings today. And I really love this passage for today because we've talked about drama, we talked about the drama triangle, we've talked about all kinds of things about your free will and the furniture, moving out the old furniture in with the new, meaning mental programs. So now let's talk about blessings because, oh my gosh, Aruz, have we ever been blessed in the midst of my hubby having, being in the ICU. So I have my little microphone on today, so hopefully that will, even with all the RVs coming and going, because we are in an RV park, that is a blessing too, which we'll talk about. Here is for August 9th, here is your passage. I don't just stop and smell the roses. Every day, day after day, I stop and appreciate my life. I always remember that every day I live is a day filled with countless blessings, endless hope, and unlimited promise. Just to be here and to be me is an incredible blessing, and I know it and I show it every day. And that's so true. Just to be here and to be you is such an incredible blessing, and I hope that the more that you listen to these passages, and hopefully the more you have downloaded the app, the self-talk app from Dr. Shad Helmstetter, it's always in my description. And you can get 30 days free. After that, it's $19.99, and you can have up to 6 peeparoos on that app with you. That is such a generous offer, and it's the self-talk, it's the programs, the mental programs that you choose rather than the programs that were given to you, like when you were first born. You had this little computer. It's really funny how Dr. Shad, in our training to become self-talk trainers and life coaches, he has, and he also says it in his books, it's like the power of neuroplasticity. But it's like you have this little computer on your. I should put it down just a teeny bit. And I got my mommy's that on. My earrings are inside. But anyway, jewelry, turquoise. So you have like this little computer pad right here, and when you're born, and it says parents, teachers, peers, or whoever, just remember that every single thing you type in here is imprinted onto my brain, and it becomes my programs. So please be careful with what you say to me. And you have that little sign, and you have that little board for your computer. And so they're over here typing, giving limitations and judgments, which mean if there's judgment, that means there's limitation. I'm right, you're wrong, right? If you're judging someone or someone's judging you, then they're right, you're wrong, and there's limitation in that rather than unlimitedness. And so they're typing, this is what you should believe. And it's repeated. This is the religion, this is what it is, and this is how you should believe, because this is as my brother had said, this is what do you call it? The absolute truth. This is the absolute truth. I'm like, okay, That's the absolute truth for you. It does, but it's not the absolute truth for me. But all of these things are programs. They are all programs, all beliefs, all opinions, all habits. They're all programs. You get to choose your programs. So let's talk about blessings, because this is neuroplasticity, what we're talking about. And I want to talk about blessings because when you really start living fully and you start thinking about all you have, and I constantly am thinking that, because it's not just positive thinking, it's positive feeling, and it's the repetition of positive programs, mental programs that I am using, and things like I told you about the Jeep. I got this. Like, I'm competent. I'm confident. I got this. You know, I charge the battery, and I keep trying to think what the name of that is. A charger. I think it's a charger, a battery charger. But anyway, because my Jeep wasn't working, and so I had to charge it. Oh, by the way, let me just show you. For those of you who haven't seen, we are in. It's called the Big Texan RV park, and so we're going to start with some blessings that I have been the recipient of. When my hubby went into the hospital on July 19th, we had just arrived here, and we have been here. We have come to this park. This is probably our 4th time, and it's a stopover. We stay like 2 days, and it's a stopover to get to Galveston, to Austin, to Florida. You know, on the way to Florida, whatever. It's a stopping place between our home, which was Denver, and the Denver area, Centennial, or you know, just from wherever we're coming. And it's a stopover because that's not that far. So it gets us, you know, pretty far on our journey, but not too far on our path. So when he was taken by ambulance, like 30 minutes after we got here, within 30 minutes, the next day, or I think it was the next day or the following day after that, the owner of the park comes and he says, "You don't worry, you can stay here as long as you want." I mean, they had me move, and he was really upset with the person who made me move from the one site to this one. But I love this site. Like, I'm right on the road, so yeah, it gets a little bit noisy, but look at the cabins, and I go sit there and I meditate under the trees, and it's really nice. I absolutely love it. So I'm just so grateful for the space. So that's counting my blessings with that. But just that he said, you know, instead of $65 or $70 an hour, I hope it's not that much. But he's like, "You don't worry about it. $45 a night," and it's like, wow, like that is such a blessing, because typically you stay. It depends on where you're staying, but we've paid, you know, $200 for a place, depending on, you know, what it was and what the amenities and all of that, how long we stayed. So it's really just, it was just, that is a blessing, right? That takes a little bit of the financial burden of things, and then not just that, but just the love. And then this beautiful lady, Michelle, she lives here full time, and she walks the puppies 2 times a day if I'm at the hospital. When Lynette left, she will always walk the puppies 2 times a day. If I needed it, she would do it more. She is so amazing. So more love, and then the people. You know, I talked about the drama, the general hospital drama-like stuff at the hospital where Steve is, and listening to the self-talk. Yet that is just one part of it, like listening and monitoring my own, and it helps me to see how far I've come, because I had a lot of that same self-talk of disbelief or judgment or all of these things. Yet the love in this hospital that has been shown to us, the peeperoos, these nurses, even some of the doctors, we've had many doctors because a lot of them are traveling and they come in and out, and we've been here long enough to meet several of them, or many of them, and yet the nurses are just like out of the world, so kind. There have been some that, man, if I could just, whatever I could do for them, I would do for them. They really helped Steve. They really help me, and I love them. Like, I love them so mucho. And even one of the charge nurses, one of the nights brought some cookies and brownies, and then one of the other nurses brought tea, actual canister of tea bags. So just because we were talking about tea, and just the love of these peeparoos is just immense, and my heart is so full with all of these things. So I can look at the drama of the place, and I can look at some of the things that one of the surgeries, some of the doctors and one of the nurses would disagree with me that the surgery was botched. I did a lot of studying, and it was definitely done. Feather, por acá, ven acá, feather. I get Feather's over there. They're always to be leashed, and I am a little bit on the wild side because these puppies they're pretty good. They get over here pretty quickly. Ben. Anyway, I think my daughter would call me a rule breaker. It's not, it's just within our little confines of space that I'll do things like this because I don't want them to run off. Hold on, I'm going to let her inside. Okay, andiamo, en la casa, up, Feather, up, come on. But Feather is very depressed. She's gotten really depressed with me being at the hospital all the time. Like I was staying every single night up until just a few nights ago because Lynette left. And so I needed to come back and be with them part of the night. But she's literally gotten depressed. And so I'm using some homeopathy and some Bach remedies to, the rescue remedy and some other things with her. So, and trying to come back more often and stay a little bit during the day, but she just gets so clingy. Anyway, so counting the blessings. I know you wanted to hear all about my puppies. But, so Flying Feather, she's this is what's happening. So, but all these things that the people are just showering upon us. And then one of Lynette's clients and also a peer at where she works, in addition to her astrology that she does, her cosmicmoves.com, her readings, she sent us, I don't know exactly what it is, but you can play DVDs on it. So it's like a video player, a DVD player that doesn't require anything but a DVD, and kind of old school just to have, because for computers or connections or something that's easy to do. And in addition to a candle that says, here's a hug from me, or here's a bright hug. It says something like that about a hug. And just the outpouring of love, and these nurses, and I was talking about the botched surgery, and I'll go back to that, but just these nurses and the love, and that they share, the respiratory therapists, the physical therapist for wound care, the nurses for wound care. It's just, they're so amazing. And so I count my blessings. I wake up and it's like, wow, not only do I get to wake up and start over again, because I'm starting to, let's get healthy, Lenny. Let's start putting one foot in front of the other. Let's start moving from 3D world, and I've been doing that, but it's very much more. Now I'm getting back to really focusing on growing my business, spending less time at the hospital, and more time working on what I feel is important for me moving forward, without taking anything that I feel from Steve. And the other thing is, even though it's Western medicine, right? And before I used to, nothing with Western medicine. And I stopped resisting, because when you resist, you persist, it persists, and you create separation because you dislike it, you don't want it in your life. And there is absolutely nothing, everything has value. Absolutely everything has value. And so I just started flowing with everything, not just now, but even before. And the more that I flow with all of these things, the more I have gratitude for what I am receiving. Well, hey, yo, little Charlie. I don't think you can see Charlie in there. Maybe you can. He wants to come out so he can go underneath the motorhome. So I'm not going to let him do that. But there's puppies. And then there's Charlie really wants out. So, but the more, so I don't, you know, I focus on what I want and not what I don't want. And I really hope that helps you, and being filled with gratitude. And just to speak to that little botched surgery that was the colostomy. Colostomy? I don't know, the tracheostomy. Colostomy. No, not that. That's really good that he didn't have that. But anyway, the tracheostomy. So after they took out, he was intubated through the mouth, and then they took that out and then put the tracheostomy so he could breathe. And I did a lot of research on that, and you can cut horizontally, you can cut vertically, and then if you cut horizontally, what I saw was the flange, like the little plastic part. I saw it going into Steve's wound, like into the cut, and I was like, this is not right. And anyway, the one doctor who did it said he had signed off and wouldn't come and talk to me. And he didn't say I'm not going to go talk to her, but he definitely did not come and talk to me. And then another doctor that was kind of overseeing stuff went into great detail of how it would heal. I don't think he ever said it was done correctly, but it would heal, it would be fine. And then a nurse was like, what do you mean a botched job? And this is a nurse who I love. Like, this guy is amazing. But on that, he was like totally defensive, and like defending the doctor, the hospital, the nurses. And then when the physical therapist wound person came in, she had said that it was a pressure wound that was there, and a pressure wound because there was too much pressure with that. So what was happening was it was dipping in and all this. They had sutures, and it was a botched job. Okay, that's a Lenny thing. I mean, it still worked, and it will heal and all of that. And I'm not one to create separation and go, well, I'm going to sue you for this horrible job. But no one, apologized. And there's been a few other things that have happened. Things happen. I mean, we're 19 days. I think it's 19 days in the critical care unit, and things happen. And then Steve went and yanked out his line last night. So, there's just that wasn't on them. That was him. So there's just, when you come from a place of love, and you come from a place of gratitude, and I have so mucho gratitude for these nurses and doctors, and most of them, very honestly, all of them, because even the ones who have said, there's no hope, I can give him one more day. That was at the very beginning. I can give him one more day. It's like, okay, we're like kind of far out here now, and he's doing really well. And even the administration, like the care, it's difficult to maneuver through all of this. But when you flow, and you flow with grace, and you flow with love, and you flow with gratitude, it's amazing. It's amazing. And so this passage, when I saw it today, I was like, this really speaks to me of lack of separation. So, like, no separation, love, gratitude, being in the moment. And these are some of the things that I have experienced. And some of these nurses, like, as I mentioned yesterday, I'm giving them, I call it my Jumpstart package, and it's just a month. And so it's actually 5. It's 5 sessions. So one is a 90-minute, the first kind of an intake type of thing, and then the 4 weeks after that, just to really give them a jump start on how to create their goals, how to understand what their goals are, what is it that they really want in their life, and listening to that self-talk. So changing their mental programs and understanding these key concepts that successful people just understand innately, and they live by them. And so, like, being determined and creating opportunities out of, like, the stuff that I'm doing, even in times of change, like creating opportunities, which I am. I'm marketing and all kinds of things that I'm doing while I'm going through this. And it's just What, you puitat? ¿Es that my Charlie? No vas a venir afuera. No vas a venir. I've got to close. There's like a little door here. I'll show you. But anyway, see that little door? I don't think yeah, it's open. And I need to go close that real quick because he looks like he's poised to jump, and that kitty jumps. So I'm just going to come over here and close it with these puitat. With that puitat. Now we'll stop that. It's a fun life I lead. And I absolutely love my life. I want you to know that no matter what is happening in my life. And I am showing you how you can flow through times of tumultuous times, changes, and all of that, and have not just tenacity, but flow. It's not even about having tenacity. You don't even need to have tenacity when you have flow. Tenacity is a great thing, and I do have that in spades. That is a program that I have and love, and determination, I also have that. Not in everything, but, and it's growing the more that I listen to the self-talk programs that is in, that the app is in, what's the self-talk app, but it's all about positive self-talk programs. So to rewire your brain with the programs that you want, self-esteem, having success in being financially strong, and health and fitness, all of these things. And I play these programs, the health and fitness for Steve every single day. So that I didn't yesterday just because I wasn't there yesterday. Oh, because I forgot my phone. That's what happened. My phone was here at the RV. So this gratitude thing, it really does, it does give you hope. And for me, it gives me faith. I see hope and faith. It's very interesting. I love the word hope, and I love all of that that has to do with it. Yet, I feel like hope, I forget who said hope is a beggar. Somebody says hope is a beggar. It's like, please, please, I hope this will happen. I hope. And something outside of you, you're looking for some. If I have hope, it's like I'm hoping that something outside of me is going to help me, guide me, do something. It's kind of like your purpose. So that's the difference between hope and faith. Looking for something outside of you to help you, save you, any of those kinds of things. Faith is within you, and you have a knowing. It's a knowing that you got it. You're doing it, that however you want to say, all of that, it dwelleth within you. Like it is in you. You are it, and you are directing, and you got it. So lights are going out. So it's getting kind of dark again, and I got to get on to the hospital. So I wanted to mention like all these people who have done things and continue to do things for us, and these people in the hospital are just these doctors and nurses, and they're amazing. And yes, things happen. That's just the human experience. And yet, the beauty of being there day after day and in their own lives, you think about your own job, and it's not, to me, they're not heroes. They chose this. This is part of their path, and they're doing it. And some do it with great awesomeness and are so compassionate. And others I prefer not to have around because they're officious, or they aren't really interested. And oh geez, okay, that scared me. All of a sudden I heard those kids, there's like look at youth, I love that, go bouncing over the wall like a deer. Hey, the puppies they're both wanting to come out, and I don't know where Charlie is. Charlie the kitty. So it's so vibrant here, so many peeparoos are out here, and today there was just like this whole road right here, because we're on the outside, but the whole road, it was lined up all the way, well, you can't see, but all the way to the office with RVs. It was so fun to watch. I've not seen that like in a long time, but it was just all lined up, and it was so fun. Like more peeparoos, and just living life fully, on vacation, enjoying before school starts, and it just fun. And couples having fun, going places and meeting peeparoos and stuff. It's just amazing. It's an amazing life. And that's another thing, like being here, having the RV. This RV is paid off. and and I find that this RV is 2012. This I found out when we were in Tucson, but one of the guys said that the Winnebagos, which this is, it's a Sun Cruiser, a Tasca Sun Cruiser, and that they're actually the only ones that are rated for accidents and things because they're bolted, like the seats and stuff are bolted to the chassis. I think it's the chassis, the thing underneath. So I'm learning all kinds of stuff. But anyway, that they're really good, and I was thinking I'm going to upgrade, and I might still upgrade, or I might just really upgrade this. I don't know. I pretty much love it. It's it's older. It's 2012, but some of the others they have issues and fall apart. The point is, we get to choose our lives. We get to do what we want, and we get to decide. Money is just energy. We get to decide what is it that we can offer that can bring that energetic exchange so we can live the life that we want to, because we are unlimited, and the only thing that stops us is our own mind. And going back to counting your blessings, the more that you realize just how much you have, you start living an abundant life. You start thinking more about what you have and not what you don't have. And the more you live like that, the more you see what an abundant universe we live in and how amazing it is. So that's, gotta watch those puppies not to drop. Oh, it's just the door knocking. The door is kind of flapping. I'm just showing you what I'm looking at because I look and so I look like I'm distracted, and I am a little bit because I got to watch some things, watch the animals and all of that, and then get to the hospital. But the more that you live abundantly, and you know that you live, this is an abundant universe. And so when you stop and smell the roses and you're in the present, because that's really all it means. It's like stop and savor the moment. Stay in the moment when you can. And when any of us, but I'm going to talk about me, but when I get worried or stressed or any of that, I'm no longer living in the present moment. I'm creating a future, because we are manifesting 24/7. Constantly, we are the directors of our own life. So you are constantly manifesting with our thoughts, with our feel, especially when they have feelings. So if there's fear or a deep emotion, whether it be low frequency or high frequency, you really want to manifest on the high frequency of joy and knowing and contentment and abundance and happiness and all of those things, and gratitude. Those are the things that you really want to have to manifest, because those are the feelings. I think his dog's going to poop. Sorry. You had mine pooping, and now you have his pooping. So anyway, all of that is just, it's this gratitude for the moment, living in the moment, and stopping and smelling the roses, and understanding that you live in a day filled with countless blessings, endless hope, and unlimited promise, because you do. If you think you do. If you think you don't, then you don't. Then you limit yourself. And this is why I say, change your mental programs. Because when you change your mental programs, you change your life. You change your life for beauty and abundance and happiness and contentment, even in the most chaotic and traumatic times. You get to choose how you feel and think, and it's okay to have all the human emotions. It's not like, oh, you should just always be hopeful and happy and all of that. No, the human experience is not that. The human experience is experiencing it all, like you chose it all, so that you could have that contrast. You could know, you could learn the lesson, you could, or not, and then have to keep on repeating, or learn what it is and keep moving yourself forward and say, oh, okay, that's what I don't want. I'm going to focus on what I do want, so that you're manifesting what you do want with emotion. And especially if you can, your brain, by the way, I was talking, the spiritual journey from my practical spirituality, what I teach, that leg of that. Yet the human journey, the brain, neuroplasticity, a lot of that is what I teach is the brain. And the brain is objective. It's not subjective. It goes by, it runs on programs like a computer. And the strongest programs always win. You will always go and get that chocolate cake or ice cream out of the freezer. It will already, that decision will already be made for you when you just have that thought, maybe I should have ice cream. Oh no, I'm on a diet. And then boom, here comes like your programs from back whenever or whatever, like all, they start click, 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 like chocolate cake, oh, did she give in before? Did he give up? Did he didn't have willpower? Like all of this going through the head is like, and it's like, you go and you have that cake, like it's already made up for you. Your mind is already made up, your brain has already said, these are the programs and this is what he or she is going to do, and there you go, and you have the ice cream. It's already made up for you, your mind, because these are the programs, the strongest programs. You get to change those programs. This is why I constantly talk about this neuroplasticity, that it's a rewiring of your brain, the neural pathways, the circuitry of your brain to the programs that you want, that serve you, that are not stopping you, holding you back, that are not allowing you to be all you can be, and that are sabotaging you. You're self-sabotaging you, your programs. So you can change all of that. So when you live in the present, and when you're filled with gratitude, you're living in the present, and you just cannot be anything but feeling blessed and feeling abundant. When you are feeling gratitude, you cannot be thinking, oh, but I don't have enough money to pay the rent. Oh, that's going to cost me too. You're not there. And I mean, you can go there, but if you are actually counting your blessings, like I was thinking, like all the things that Steve had, that charger, that battery charger, and I was like, my blessings that he's alive, and tomorrow he's being moved to, or not tomorrow, but Monday or Tuesday, because he's doing so well, he's being moved to something they call in Texas LTAC, long-term care or something, which is where that's where all the therapy and all of that stuff is. And so he'll be there, and he'll have 2 or 3 weeks of doing therapy so that he can get strong again, because this blood infection like wiped him out. So he's very thin, and I told him, you're gonna like this, babe, you're starting from scratch. So anyway, but when you're in abundance, you're not in lack, and that's the beautiful thing. So I'm going to read this passage again. It's really dark. I should wave my little, I'm waving just there. That's the light on the motorhome. So I have a little bit of light on me. So let me read this one more time. I don't just stop and smell the roses. Every day, day after day, I stop and appreciate my life. I always remember that every day I live is a day filled with countless blessings, endless hope, and unlimited promise. Just to be here and to be me is an incredible blessing, and I know it and I show it every day. What do? We're going to turn it around. You don't just stop and smell the roses. Every day, day after day, you stop and appreciate your life. You always remember that every day you live is a day filled with countless blessings, endless hope, and unlimited promise. Just to be here and to be you is an incredible blessing, and you know it and you show it every day by showing up, by being you, by finding your purpose, by being guided by that purpose, by understanding that your purpose, think about it as your mission. Why are you here? What is it that you wanted to do? And count your blessings every day. Oh man, I wish I could have shown you that limo, because it has big horns on it. Maybe you saw it. No, I don't think you did. But anyway, it has big horns. They take people to the steakhouse every hour, I think until 7, and then they pick them up. And in this limo that they've been doing it for so many years. So all of that is just an amazing way to live fully, live presently, live in abundance, so that when you manifest 24/7, you're thinking positive thoughts with positive emotions. And remember that your brain is objective. It runs off the strongest programs. So change your programs and get that self-talk app and start rewiring your brain with the programs that you want, of financial success, of success winning with people, with finding success in your career, with having wonderful, successful relationships, with finding success in every single area of your life, your personal development, absolutely everything, your health and fitness, all of that. Oops, there goes my light. Let me see. Okay, I'm sorry. It goes, I just threw my pen out, went flying over there. Anyway, the light's back on. So I'm gonna wrap this up because I need to get to the hospital. So that's for August 9th. I love you so very, very much. I hope these videos are helping you, and I hope that you share them out and help people to listen to this because to what I'm sharing, because especially this neuroplasticity, we can all change. When we start changing our programs, we change our lives because we become responsible for our feelings, our emotions, our actions, our beliefs, like all of that, and we recognize they are all programs. Do you like that program? Do you like the program that is self-sabotaging you? Do you like the program that says, I can never remember names? Do you like the program that says, I don't have enough? I will never have enough money because I don't know how to do certain things. Or I always fail at my relationships. I always have the worst relationships. I always pick the wrong men. I always pick the wrong women. Any of those. Like, I can never get pregnant. That's another one. Like, we can change our biology. So it's up to us. That might sound crazy to you, but you literally can change your biology by your thinking. You are the one driving the boat. You with the rudder. So these are all programs, and we can change them. You can change them. You are in charge of that. So I love you very, very much, and I hope you have the most amazing day, that you always look for the stop to smell the roses and live in the abundant universe that we definitely have here. Even if it feels so heavy, you can excel in times of change. I'm here to help you and guide you. I would love to coach you. It would be an honor and a privilege to coach you and help you if you are in times. It doesn't matter whether it's divorce, or you get dogs that are crazy and they're driving you crazy, or you I remember when I first got the dogs, and Steve was supposed to help me, but he wasn't doing very well. Sorry, I'm waving to the light again, and I'm trying to turn on my own light. There. So I just remember that stress, and I was also in school for a year, and it was a very expensive school, and I was having to do a lot of other stuff, and I was so stressed, and man, I would have loved to have somebody hold my hand. But that's when I, like, all of these things, building the house, like that, like people say that that when you are building a home, husband and wife, it can really pull you apart, or it can bring you together, or you could just flow through it, whatever it is. But when you are in a time of change, I would love to help you, and I do have a month-to-month program that is that if you just email me, Linnie@LinnieMotivates.com. That's LYNNIE is my name, how you spell it. So Linnie@LinnieMotivates.com, and you can. There's a truck. It's just like, hi. Let me put my big motor, my big diesel. Wait a minute. I just created separation because I got irritated. But anyway, but you can excel in times of change. So I would love to coach you through whatever it is that you have going on for you. So I love you so very, very mucho. I hope you have a wonderful night, a wonderful day, August 9th, and that you make finding your purpose, your mission in life, that you make that a priority, that you make that a goal, and you start looking for it. And you start really living it, activating it, and being it. That's a pretty one. Look at that. Whee! Oh, that's a Class C. It's got a cab. Class C is a cab. Like what we have is a Class A, because that's the motor. It's all contained. Anyway, I know you wanted a lesson on RVs. Then there's fifth wheels. Then there's trailers. Then there's teardrops. There's all kinds of stuff. So it's a wonderful life. It is absolutely phenomenal life. I love RVing. I love being in different places. I love getting up and going and having my home with me and my toothbrush and all my clothes. And I might not have all my clothes here. I have like 4 or 5 changes of clothes, just because of how we got here. But it's enough, and I just love it. It's a very freeing. So that's a story. You can find your purpose. You can do absolutely anything. You can create, be, become, have absolutely anything that you decide you can, because you are unlimited. And I believe in you. You can do this. And as always, I love you so very, very much, and shining my light to brighten yours. Oops, I probably hit the microphone. Where's the microphone? Oh, it's way down here. Okay, there's my microphone. Look, it's like a little furry thing. But shining my light to brighten yours. I love you so very, very much. I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.